Welcome to the Stronger Tides Podcast, the podcast for small business entrepreneurs and corporate executives to learn more about increasing their client or employee retention through a group cruise program. Ready to drop anchor? Here's your host, travel advisor Rita Perez.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Today we have a super cool episode for you. We are going to go over why now is the perfect time to be hosting your cruise retreat. Obviously, we're not going to be doing that in 2021. Unfortunately, cruises are still not sailing. But this is the perfect time to start thinking about if you want to be hosting a cruise retreat at sea for 2022 or 2023. So now that we're slightly settled into the new year, it's time to start thinking forward again and setting the foundation for prosperity. This is why the first few months are perfect for hosting your corporate retreat at sea. Reason number one, you get to start the year off on a high. I don't know how many events that could top taking your team on a cruise retreat. I will wait. Please let me know. Okay, I've waited. The team will obviously come off with a high, and you, the executive planning the events, will also come off with a high, although, of course, it's going to be slightly different. The team will come back refreshed, motivated, and a high sense of gratitude, while you'll come back also with a little bit of sense with that, but you'll come with the fulfillment and the joy, one, that you've pulled off this amazing retreat for your team members, and two, that you've done such an awesome thing for your team members. It's just warm fuzzies all around is what I feel about cruise ship retreats and helping with employee engagement, employee retention. You guys know that I gush about this all the time, and I feel so cheesy about this, but man, if you love your team, this is the extra edge I don't know how you could show anyone more love for the work that they do for you and the gratitude that you have for them by showing something like this. And I think I say that because I myself, I am in the whole, what's it called? The love languages, that's what it's called. I'm like, what is it? I am an acts of service person, and acts of service is my number one for appreciation, and gifts is my number two for appreciation. So of course, I would love for my employer to give me a cruise, and yeah, sure, I'll go to your different events, but man, like if you thought that was just it, there is a whole different side that comes to the ladder. And this comes in the case of number two. Strong bonds created in the beginning are sure to last all year. While I cannot guarantee year-long strong bonds, I can share some testimonials from previous retreats where team members talk about all the fun they had all year long. And this is like, it'll be randomly. So the retreat's in January, but close to September, people are already talking about like, when is the next retreat going to happen? I can't wait. So despite this year's retreat being canceled for one of my clients, people are already asking when the next retreat is going to be. It's not just going on a cruise and hanging out with your people. There is electricity that happens that it's very hard. I think electricity is probably the best way for me to describe it. You kind of have to see it to believe it in a sense. It's like a Santa Claus. It's really one of the events of the year, if not the event of the year. Everybody's gushing about. Hey, interested in getting an actual numbers comparison of a land retreat versus a cruise retreat? You know, honestly, when I was putting this document together, I couldn't even believe the great difference between the numbers. Visit StrongerTidesPodcast.com to be added to my weekly email list and get the download now. Back to the show. And thanks to the bonds that are created at this event, the cruise retreat, they're really, really strengthened here, and they really form a solid foundation for the rest of the year for your group and for any business that's going to be happening for the year. And finally, also a little bit of piggybacking there, is that a blank slate equals more space for creativity. In addition to creating strong bonds, new business has been attained or directly correlated with the blank slate a cruise retreat creates. Not only that, entire small companies are able to gather and interact with different departments they may not normally on a day-to-day. This also enhances the brainstorming of future endeavors. And it has been pointed out to me that throughout the year, so ideas will be cultivated at the retreat. And throughout the year, these different teams who don't normally communicate but made a relationship on this retreat, they'll be like, hey, so-and-so, like, do you remember that idea that we were talking about? Like, maybe now's a good time that we can start implementing or thinking about it. It's miraculous to me. It just makes my heart sing. It really does. While we're not cruising this year, of course, it is the perfect time to start planning for 2022 and 2023. As you do need, at bare minimum, I would recommend 12 months of planning lead time, especially because everybody's cruises who were canceled in 2020 and now they're being canceled again in 2021. The ships are going to be full, especially because they're not going to be sailing at 100%. They're going to be sailing at restricted capacity. So if you really want to make this happen for your team, your group, now is the time to start planning. And as always, your friendly travel advisor, Rita here. I'm here to help make you the hero in your cruise retreat journey. So whatever I can do to assist, please reach out to me and let me know. Cheers to the new year.
Thanks for joining us on the Stronger Tides podcast. Please subscribe to our podcast. And if you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a rating or a share with your colleagues. Find us on social media at Rita Ventures Group Cruising and online at ritaventures.net. Until next time, happy sailing.